Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today, we're going to be doing our power rankings. This is post week 1. This is just to rate how every team did, rank how every team did. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, number 32 this week. Moving down, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. They were 28th last time. So, moving down 5 spots from last week. Miami. Now, I picked Miami to win against Indianapolis. I did not think either Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones would play either good. Daniel Jones started week 1. I did not expect the Colts to score on every single possession. We'll get to Indianapolis in a minute. Miami only scored 1 touchdown, and that was very late in the game. Miami just didn't play well. And it's when they needed to play well. Oh, they didn't. And Zach Wilson had to come in the end of the game because I think Tua was playing so bad. So, and Indianapolis isn't supposed to be a good team, so Miami's 32nd. Number 31 this week, moving up 1 spot from last week. New Orleans. Now, New Orleans didn't play well. Arizona should have played a little better, but New Orleans, they actually hung in there a little bit, unlike Miami. New Orleans hung in there. They still lost, but it was to a superior Arizona team, not to a non-superior team like Indianapolis. As now, I could argue that the Saints don't deserve to move up, but Miami played so bad this week that I got no choice. Number 30, same spot as last week, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland almost won the game, and if they had beaten Cincinnati, they probably would have shot up the board, but Joe Flacco, he played a decent game, and they just missed a field goal, is why the Bengals won. So, yeah. Cleveland played better than the other 2 teams we've talked about so far. And I probably should have put them higher. Well, definitely higher than this next team. Number 29, moving down 8 spots from last week. 8, I tell you. Carolina. I don't know what to think about Carolina right now. Carolina, they got the lights knocked out of them by Jacksonville. Bryce Young did not play well. Oh no, he didn't play well. And so it's like, what are you doing if you're Carolina? Like, Carolina was supposed to be about even with Jacksonville. I mean, sure, you're not the best, but you have some talent. And don't act like your opponent is a superior team. That's why they were so bad the last few years, especially at the start of the year, because they acted as if their opponent was superior. And you can't do that. Number 28, moving down 6 spots from last week. Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, I mean, Cam Ward did not look good in his debut, but I am going to cut Cam Ward a little bit of slack. Because unproven rookie, and what was any rookie in their first game ever supposed to accomplish with that Broncos defense coming at him every single bit? Yeah, but the Titans, they still lost. They didn't play well either, so that's why I put them low. But it's just one game. It's just one game. Number 27, and a lot of people will argue with me that this team played better than any of the teams that I talked about so far, is Seattle Seahawks. Now, Seattle blew the game. None of the other teams that I've talked about so far blew their game. Seattle blew their game. And because, I'm not sure what happened. And Sam Darnold remembered he was Sam Darnold, I suppose. Which I like watching that happen in nowadays because I'm a Cardinals fan. I don't like the Seahawks. That's not the reason they're placed this low. It's just they blew a game. And if they had got one defensive stop, they would be like the other end of this board. So, yeah. Seattle's number 27. Number 26. Moving down one spot from last week. Both Seattle and the Giants moved down a spot. It's like, you slide down a spot. You lost. Well, in the Giants' case, they lost to a superior Washington offense. Their defense is unproven. The offense needs to earn the new system. And it might take a week or two for it to really come together. And the Giants have a hard schedule. It's like, just be more successful than you were with Daniel Jones might be the goal this year. And develop Jackson Dart. And then next year go for it. And so, yeah. Number 25. Moving down 6 spots from last week. Patriots. Now the Patriots. The Patriots. It's like, I mean, the Raiders and Patriots were about even. But it's the way that the Patriots lost is why I have them. I'm in the bottom row this week. Now, do I think New England can climb back out of it? Yes, I do. But Drake May didn't play the greatest game. So, yeah. That's why I have this Patriots at 25. Number 24 this week. Dallas. And the Cowboys will stay put. Dallas, they didn't really defy expectations. They didn't really exceed them either with Philadelphia. They lost by 4 points. Give a little credit to the Cowboys offense for scoring first, but yeah, it's kind of average performance. It's for the Cowboys, but we'll see if they can do a bit better and build off of an average performance, considering that some people thought the Cowboys would got blown out. We'll see if they can have a little bit better performance against the Giants. Number 23, moving down 8 spots from last week. Kansas City. Now the Chiefs. I mean, they didn't really play well against the Chargers, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy that the Chargers beat the Chiefs, because people are sick of the Chiefs. And that's especially for the AFC West teams and the AFC West fans. And so, like, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Chargers, they're all sick of the Chiefs. And see them lose and the Chargers win is a welcome sight for pretty much us all. But the Chiefs, I don't see it getting better because they got a hard schedule. Also, let's move on. Number 22, moving down 9 spots from last week. Chicago. Sorry. Chicago, they started out really well. They were trending towards keeping their spot, if not rising. Then they blew it at the end. And Chicago just blew their own game, so yeah, Chicago, like, Chicago took too many penalties and cost themselves the game. What more is there to say? Number 21, moving down 10 spots from last week. I repeat, 10 spots. Houston Texans. Now, I know the Texans only lost by 5 to the Rams, but it was a power struggle to watch Houston's offense. It's in that game. It's like, I don't know what to make of Houston right now. It's not, if you thought the Rams were moderate challenge, the Buccaneers, they have to play the Buccaneers next, and they're an even better team. So, yeah, I'm not really liking Houston early on. Especially after that performance against the Rams, but you live and learn, I guess. Number 20, moving up 8 spots, despite their loss. The Jets played about as well as any team that lost, and that's a hard list to crack. But the Jets, they hung in there. They were back and forth with a almost even or superior Pittsburgh team. I mean, you can make whatever judgments you want, but Justin Fields had a pretty good day. I would have ranked the Jets higher if they had won the game, but it came down to a last-second field goal for the Steelers, and the Jets only lost by 2 points. They scored 32 points in this game. It's pretty good. Jets played pretty good, so despite the loss, but I mean, who knows? Maybe the Jets might be good after all. Who knows? But yeah, it's a good performance in week 1. That despite the loss, but let's move on. Number 19, who actually won the game, and 23rd last time, so they're moving up 4 spots from last week. Raiders. So the Raiders, Geno Smith was throwing dimes everywhere, and he was making plays. Ashton Jeanty looked really good for the Raiders. The Raiders looked like a good team. And like this, it's like the Raiders are this ascending team. I didn't rank them higher because, well, I think the Patriots still are a little more even with the Raiders. But yeah, I mean, it's a good start. It's a good start, and who knows? Maybe they could build off it and really shock some people by beating the Chargers next week. Who knows? Number 18 this week, moving down 2 spots, Atlanta. Now, I mean, the Falcons, they hung in there. They almost beat the Bucs, and they only lost by 3. So, yeah. I mean, it was a back and forth game, but I just didn't think that Atlanta was as good. Like, Michael Penix still need to find his footing in the league. He only had 3 starts under his belt. Oh, I still like Penix better than I like JJ McCarthy, but who knows? But for now, the Falcons are 18th. Number 17, and if I didn't really did do a lot of thinking with power rankings, this team would be probably in the top 3. Indianapolis moves up. 31st. 14 spots. They move up 14 spots from 31st last week to 17th this week. Whew, Indianapolis is really playing well. Also, Daniel Jones, what a performance. And it's what a performance. Let's see here. The Colts scored on every possession. And, I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that Indianapolis, in week 1, starting Daniel Jones, in 2025, had arguably the best as performance, and by teams not named the Ravens or the Bills. Outside of those teams, Indianapolis had probably one of the best performances of the week. There was no way that I would have seen Indianapolis beating the Dolphins. So let's move on to a team who almost did the same. Number 16, moving up 11 spots from last week. Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are playing really well. Played really well against the Panthers. Travis Hunter only played 6 snaps on defense, but he played 39 snaps on offense. And Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good. And so, they played really well. The Jags played really well. I picked Carolina to win the game, and I don't know why I picked Carolina to win. I thought that Carolina was a little better than Jacksonville, or these teams are pretty even. I underestimated the Jaguars, and I looked like the fool because of it. But I picked the Dolphins over the Colts, so I look like an even bigger fool for doing that. Let's move on. 3 wrong picks in a row. Jeez. Number 15. 16, number 6. Moving down 9 spots from last week. Detroit Lions. Detroit did not look good. Still feel they're better than a lot of teams, but if they keep losing in these games, I'm not going to overshame them, because Green Bay arguably is just as good, if not better, than the Lions. I can't believe I picked Detroit to beat Green Bay. I should have picked the Packers. I regret it now. Yeah, Jared Goff did not look comfortable out there. Detroit losing their coordinators in the offseason. I thought, Dan Campbell's probably just going to run his show his way. No. It wasn't even close to that. It was just, it wasn't great for Detroit. So, let's move on. Number 14 this week, moving up 4 spots. The San Francisco 49ers. Now, the Niners played an ugly game. Or Seattle, but they played an ugly game, but controlled an ugly game. And it was 17-30, and it wasn't pleasing to watch. It just wasn't, but hey. I mean, you beat the Seahawks. In my book, that's got to count for something. And they start off with a division win. Like I said this before, a healthy 49er team beats Seattle most every time. The one time the Niners hadn't beaten Seattle recently is when the Niners were unhealthy. I think they're somewhat healthy. Although George Kittle was injured, so a little worrisome about that. But it only gets easier next week. Like, if they can control that and make Seattle feel bad about themselves, they're going to have a field day against New Orleans. Number 13, I almost had them down, but now they're moving up 7 spots. Minnesota Vikings. I was wrong about J.J. McCarthy. Hey guys, I was wrong. I'm going to doubt him. It's just, I didn't know what he was going to be, and I didn't want to take that risk. It's hypothetical. Oh, it's like, oh, is he going to be good? Is he not? I don't know how to evaluate him, but I knew Caleb Williams was going to bring some success. And he did. But J.J. McCarthy ended up becoming clutch, so I might be wrong on picking the Vikings to only win 5 games. They might be closer to a 10-11 win team. Okay, number 12. Moving up. Where did I have them? Number 17. They're moving up 5 spots from last week. LA Rams. Now, the Rams, oh, I don't know what to think of them. I don't know what to think. I mean, they played defensive side of the ball against Houston. They played great. Offense, not so much. Only 14 points. Basically 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, the Rams just keep finding ways to win. And, like, I think the Cardinals' biggest challenger in the NFC West is the Rams. Like, if we can't go 41-10 over the Rams, the Rams might have a shot, but we don't play the Rams until late in the year, so remember that. We play the Niners sooner rather than the Rams, both times, so it's going to be a good division. And don't count the Rams out. Were a team that were growing on me. Number 11, moving down 7 spots. Where did I have them? Where did I have them? No, they had number 3 last week. They moved down 8 spots. Baltimore. Now, I didn't want to move Baltimore down. I didn't. But Baltimore blew a game. I don't know whose choke was bigger this week. Chicago's or Baltimore's. I don't know. But still, don't choke the game. Don't choke the game. Even if you're Baltimore. If Baltimore was leading Buffalo by 15 points, I was all prepared to have them like number 2 or number 1. Instead, they end up at 11. But hey, just practice hard a couple times, then play the Browns. And you'll probably rebound them. And they'll learn from their mistakes, and they'll beat Cleveland in their home opener. So, Ravens fans, don't cry, don't panic. It's just one loss to a really good team. Still an MVP argument, but we can get into that in another video. Number 10. Same spot as last time. Or last week, I should say. Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals, they did about the same as the Raiders. But I put the Raiders low last time, and I moved the Raiders up. Cardinals, I want to say that they belong in the top row, but that's a bit of a stretch right now. Now, do I think they could very well end up in the top row? Yes, I think they can. Like 12 wins, that's probably plenty good enough to get you in the top row. Do I think they could also bottom out? Maybe, but I really think the Cardinals are headed towards the top. Kyler Murray is looking Marvin Harrison Jr.'s way anymore. Or a lot more. Or in this game than probably all season. And like 8 touchdowns, 880 yards for Harrison last year. He's going to eclipse that. And if we throw a couple big games in there, it's like, hey, we played Carolina. We played good and Carolina played bad. I don't want to trash talk the Panthers just because we're playing them, but we might beat them. Number 9, also staying in the same spot, Cincinnati. Cincinnati only beat Cleveland by 1 point, but the fact that the Bengals won in the opening week cancels it out for me. Because, well, the Bengals defense, like, add one more piece than last year. Defense isn't, I mean, it was a defense highlighted game, and Cincinnati won. Cincinnati would have hidden a cocoon last year when it came to a defensive game, especially in opening week. But now they find themselves 1-0, so that's a pretty good turnaround. And early Super Bowl contender alert: Cincinnati. Don't count them out. I feel like this next team played a bit better than Cincinnati. Number 8, also staying in the same spot. 3 teams in a row that I'm giving the sit. And not moving them up, not moving them down. Tampa Bay stays at number 8. So, yeah, Tampa played about the same as Cincinnati. There's a little more scoring. It was back and forth for both Cincinnati and Tampa. But, hey, I mean, you do what you gotta do. And I like the Buccaneers roster. I like the Buccaneers defense a little more than the Bengals, but those are not those teams' calling cards. The offense of these two teams' calling cards, and I like them both. I think Baker Mayfield's a top 10 QB in this league. I think Joe Burrow is like top 5, maybe even the top quarterback. And that's mainly based off of last year, maybe a little bit this year, but we're going to get more data on the quarterbacks as the season goes along. But I'm pretty comfortable putting Baker Mayfield in a top 10. For putting the Buccaneers top 10 in anything. And because they're just going to run away with the NFC South. Number 7. Staying in the same spot as last week. 4 in a row that I'm keeping put. Denver. Denver was a little sloppy on offense. Bo Nix did commit 3 turnovers against Tennessee. But Denver's defense bailed them out. Denver might have the best defense in the league. It was like any mistake your offense does, as you have to really try your absolute hardest and succeed more than you ever did in your entire life to fool the Broncos defense. And some quarterbacks don't throw at him. Like, you aim at Patrick Surtain, and it's credited to the Broncos as an interception, but you're the worst passer in the league. Or that's the consensus, at least last year. Or so. Yeah, Denver's going to be a scary good defense, and their offense is taking a step forward with Evan Ingram, R.J. Harvey, Bo Nix. Still maybe would like them to get a receiver, but it's only week 1. Oh, might have to think about who's playing Denver and Indianapolis. Okay, number 6. And I'm moving this team up 6 spots. So here's our first move in a little while. The LA Chargers. I like the Chargers offense better than the Broncos. I also like their defense. I like head coaching. Every team in the AFC West, I like their head coach. Quarterback, pretty much the same. Defense, I like the Broncos over the Chargers offense. And it's all around. I think the Chargers are the best offense in the division. Because, well, I really think that Justin Herbert is elite. Like Justin Herbert should be recognized more. It's like Sure, everyone's disrespecting him after the playoff game, but it's like, it's one playoff game, and it's just one game. It's not a Super Bowl loss, so stop disrespecting Justin Herbert. Because the Chargers, even with Rashawn Slater being injured, Najee Harris being injured, they still went out and put on a show in Brazil against the Chiefs. That really counts for something in my book, so I'm moving the Chargers up. There were still 5 teams that I thought played a bit better than them, though. And at number 5 this week, moving up a whole 9 spots, Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers played really well for Pittsburgh or against the Jets this week. 4 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers offense, the combined share total will be 38. Steelers almost did that themselves. I'm one of the people that underestimates, I mean, maybe it's the right move. They're still going to have a winning season, but, how good is it going to be, really? I'm not going to jump to conclusions just yet. I mean, Steelers do have to play the Seahawks, and DK Metcalf revenge game. Seeing how the Justin Fields revenge game went, I'm probably thinking that Pittsburgh might do the same thing. But I'll dive into that more when I make predictions. And it's probably tomorrow. But, yeah. Steelers, great performance. And they're at number 5. Okay, number 4. Moving down 3 spots from number 1. Philadelphia. Now, I know Philadelphia won their game against Dallas, but it was only by 4 points, and Jalen Carter spit at Dak Prescott. You can't do that. I didn't believe it. I had to get video proof before I can make a judgment. Yeah, he spit at him. So, yeah, that's how the season started. It's just controversial, and I know this might sound crazy, but the lightning delay actually kind of saves the Eagles, because, I think it was during a Dallas drive. I looked at a stat sheet that said, delay, we don't know who has the possession, but it's reading a Cowboys touchdown, but the score still said 20-24. Either it might have been a glitch, or the Cowboys might have had a touchdown and would have won the game. But you can't be doing it that close. Most especially in lightning delay and against a lesser team. I understand that if he did it to Green Bay or Buffalo, but Dallas is a lesser team this year. Or you just can't be doing that. Number 3. Moving up 2 spots from last week. Washington. Washington played really, really well. Now, Washington made a name for themselves. That was against the Giants. Jaden Daniels. Sure, it was only 21 points. But he picked up where he left off. Jaden Daniels might be the best quarterback in the NFC. And if you told me to do quarterback rankings, I would probably say Jaden Daniels be number 1. Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' offense, sure, they might have had some turnovers, but they not turning over the ball. That means new players. They shipped their running back, but Austin Eckler's still on the team. So I don't think they made too many changes. And they re-signed Scary Terry, so they have a good wide receiver that they can go to. So, yeah. Washington is for real. Oh, they're a Super Bowl contender. Number 2, and I was about to put this team lower, but Baltimore and Buffalo absolutely flip each other's script, so Buffalo goes in number 2 because of a stunning comeback. Like, I still would have put the Bills decently high because, well, it's not like you're losing to Indianapolis or Miami or even the, how do I put that there? Or even the Saints. No, you almost lost to the Baltimore Ravens. There is no shame in losing to the Baltimore Ravens. It's like, what margin? Because, well, and they held in there and came back and won, too. That was arguably the best game of the week, and that could be early front runner for game of the year. If you thought the playoff game between these two last year was good, but this, take that and double your expectation, because whew, and I'm sure Baltimore and Buffalo will see each other again if Cincinnati isn't in the mix. But it's between Baltimore, Buffalo, and Cincinnati for me in the AFC. So yeah, the Bills, they come back and they earned their number 2 spot. But there is one team that I think is better just a tiny bit. At number 1, on moving up 4 spots from last week, Green Bay. Green Bay absolutely manhandled the Lions, and they were dominant. Micah Parsons had a sack. Jordan Love was on fire. Green Bay. Hey, would I put Jordan Love ahead of Jaden Daniels? Probably not, but like, he's like the next. Green Bay might be the next best team. Green Bay does play Washington, like, and I'm gonna make a new rule on the fly here. Or like, to be number 1, either the other number 1 has to have a reason for dropping out, or you beat the number 1. Like, and if Green Bay can really beat Washington, that could really put their place. It's as like number 1 in the conference and earn them a bye week. Like, I don't know. Oh, Green Bay could really... Green Bay is a Super Bowl contender. Micah Parsons put them way over the top. And after Washington, the schedule gets a lot easier. So, if Green Bay can even narrowly put one out against Washington, then Green Bay is going to go on an undefeated run. And I'm not saying that it will happen, but it definitely could. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the power rankings for week 1. Rating and recapping all of the team's week 1 performances. This isn't giving an opinion. This is just an opinion. It's not meant to discourage anyone. Because there are still a lot of pride. There's still a lot of pride to play for. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.